How do you think about the evolution of OpenAI? One of the sponsors that proudly sponsors Sorcery is Turing. And so I've gotten exposure to the AI research side of things. And right now they're noticing the severe shift in the last like quarter or two on imitation data, synthetic data to reinforced learning. And so I'm curious how you're seeing it on like the technical side and then also like on the application side.
I think AI is a little bit like semiconductors in the sense, if I'm allowed to go back to semiconductors, the great touchstone, in the sense that there are many, many waves as we're trying to get better and better performance. With semiconductors, we used to have single core semiconductors. Then we couldn't basically squeeze anything more out of the single core. So we went to multi-core. And then we went to GPUs. And I think we're seeing something very similar with AI, which is that we started with pre-training back in GPT-1, GPT-2 era, GPT-3. That took us to GPT-4. Then we started using a lot of post-training techniques for ChatGPT, supervised fine-tuning, reinforcement learning with human feedback. This is what allowed the models to be less alien intelligences and more helpful assistants. And now, as a lot of the low-hanging fruit for those gains have been squeezed out, even though there's probably a lot more to do, reinforcement learning has been sort of the next big paradigm shift in AI and where a lot of the resources are going. My guess is there's going to be a couple more of these. This is not the end of the story. We are basically figuring out in real time how to do the alchemy of turning pieces of metals into, thinking machines, so to speak. And that is a really tough and challenging thing. And I think the really exciting thing about OpenAI is that, yes, it's one of the great product companies of today, but it's also a research effort. These are not things that we have fully discovered and figured out yet. So I think a long way of saying the ultimate competitive advantage for the labs and for OpenAI in particular is actually being able to constantly figure out what the next paradigm is, even as you're productizing and implementing the last paradigm. And I think one of the highest testaments I can give to OpenAI is that every single major paradigm in large models at this sort of macro level that has been very successful to my knowledge has come from OpenAI, or at least been originated at OpenAI. And I think that speaks really strongly to their ability to continue to push the frontier of research going forward.